we are here discussing what we probably could call the most important paradigm shift happening in education right now. Of course, in the last couple of decades, there were many claims about paradigm shifts, and I think they are all, so to say, playing part in this transition that we're discussing. Personalization of education, rise of different technological platform and digitalized education, use of AI, distributed models of learning, and so on. And of course, everything around the topic of skills for 21st century, future skills that made us adapted to transforming economies and transforming society. So indeed, we are in the moment where some kind of transition is happening. The old paradigm of education, what we sometimes call industrial paradigm, that was built around the idea of standardized education for standardized life and standardized economy, used to work really efficiently in late 19th and early 20th century, and helped in some regards create a society that managed to eradicate a lot of let's say millennia-old problems of humanity, famines, diseases, instabilities, and so on. So we are living probably more prosperous lives than before, but maybe not as a happy life as scholars often indicate. But also this paradigm has been criticized for dehumanizing human beings, for not recognizing personality in each of us, not recognizing the long-term path that each of us has to go through as a human being and becoming. And so the demand for a different model is really growing. And like I said, elements of this model have been already spurring and popping up in the last decades. But the idea that we need some kind of umbrella for this, some kind of different organizational approach or organizational paradigm has been increasingly proliferating the idea of decision makers, educators, and so on. So what can be this new paradigm? And the new paradigm can be something that will be much more organic, much more, that will probably be much more complex, that will recognize our individual pathways, our needs for growth, and will serve better this interconnected and complex world that we are stepping into. And so comes the idea of learning ecosystems, the idea of a new way of organizing human learning that will embrace all of spheres of human life, that will support lifelong learning trajectories, huge variety of forms of learning, and also will really build up on connections between us, engaging all kinds of learning providers and all kinds of learning types, learning forms into some kind of unified system. So learning ecosystems is as an idea, as a paradigm, already is getting onto the stage. Now, the discussion that we want to hold today is whether this paradigm really start to take roots, and whether it can really become a new a transition which will kind of support all the other transitions we're discussing. So we have a really great panel today of people who are practitioners, who are not only scholars but also doers, implementing this paradigm in life and trying to bridge holistic learning, technology, traditional knowledge together in a comprehensive learning model that will serve all types of learners, all ages, and all types of needs. Let's discuss how this works. Let's discuss what we observe happening, what we think are challenges for the new paradigm. Should it become really as proliferated? Is it what's the future relationship between this paradigm and the existing industrial paradigm is going to be, and how we can practically start to implement it. So maybe I wanted to begin. I'm really glad that Valerie, you are here. Welcome to the panel. I'm really glad you managed to join. And my idea was to really begin with your contribution, because in some regard you are, I could say, the mother of this idea in education. You probably have been among the people that really brought this into education over a decade ago. And your work with Global Education Leaders Partnerships helped proliferate this concept around the globe. And you wrote a report together with World Innovation Summit in Education about a year ago on local learning ecosystems. So